Hi everybody, my name's Sarah Party and I am here to show you a new way that you can use your slimline sizes. Slimline, I'm sure you've heard, is all the rage right now. What's old is new again, and slimline is one of those things. So a lot of us have made slimline cards, and if you haven't, this could be a fun thing that you could do to introduce yourself to the slimline size. I have made really fun itineraries for different trips. So if you're like me, you love planning trips, you love going on vacation with your girlfriends, with your family, or a date night with your husband or your partner, these are really cute things that you can make ahead of time before your weekend trip, before your surprise date night, that you can give to your significant other, your friend, etc., to prepare them for what's in store. This works really well for bachelorette parties, baby showers, a trip to Disneyland, or a surprise trip like that. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up, show you what's inside. I'm going to show you both of them, and then we're going to recreate this fun family one and with a few different exclusive supplies from Scrapbook.com. It doesn't take very many supplies, and you can have yourself a really adorable memento that you can cherish for years that kind of kicks off the trip before you even scrapbook about it. So let's get started. All right, so let's take a tour inside the itinerary itself. So as you can see, the outside has really fun die-cut script. This is with exclusive dies from Scrapbook.com, which we'll be playing with in a few. I've also used some foam adhesive to pop big adventures on the front, which was created with this word fetty over here, so it's gonna be really fun. So inside, we have my adorable niece, and this is her itinerary for a fun trip. So we have sun, we have fun, family, and there's this little area here for her to write down either after the trip or during it, on the plane or the car, wherever you're taking your friends and family. This was fun, the little space. Favorite things, remember this. Really cute. And then I've created, with the slimline nested die, which I'll show you, a pocket that a little itinerary can slip in and out of, almost like a little bookmark. And this was created with just paper and some foam adhesive, so it was really easy. And I'm going to show you how to do that. You can add these to all of your different projects. So as you can see here, there's all these different things that are planned for the day. This is Stacy's itinerary. I typed this up on the computer. You can type it up on your computer. You can handwrite it. You can do whatever you would like to make your little itinerary special for your child or whoever this itinerary is for the fun event that you have planned. So that's a cute one I did, and then it's all inked. So we're gonna have some fun with some inks. Another idea, if you don't have a big trip planned this year, is to do a special surprise date night. And it can even be a date night at home, right? So this one's really cute. It says sun, 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 going places. And it was created the same way, but with a little bit more messy artistic license, because this is a surprise date night to an art fair. So I thought I'd make it really fun and really artsy to kind of celebrate art and going to an art fair, walking around art festival. And same thing, it was designed the same way, but I made this pocket a little bit larger and the other pocket smaller, and got a little bit more crafty with how I die cut this one and messy stamping and stuff like that. So for today's purposes, we're going to recreate this kind of more simplified version, but I encourage everybody when you're creating to, if you feel like it looks pretty and it looks special and it looks fun, just go for it, because sometimes the more you add, the more it is personal to you. So really pretty stuff. Let's go ahead and get started and get the supplies that we need to make this itinerary. So first and foremost, you're going to need a slimline card. You can create these on your own. You can also get our ultra thick slimline card and envelope sets. They're really handy, and they're in the standard slimline size, if you will. And this is going to be what we're going to use first, because we need to ink it and get it all beautiful. Now, don't cringe. To ink it, I actually straighten it out on that scored edge and flatten it so I can get a really nice ink all the way around, and I'm going to ink both sides of it with a few different colors of Scrapbook.com hybrid ink. These hybrid inks are lovely, they're colorful, they're rich, they blend really easily, and they're some of my favorites. So I'm using this fun summer set. You can get a summer set on Scrapbook.com, and it includes mixed berry, orange spice, and daffodil. And those are the colors that make up this fiery burst of fun summer shine. So let's get started. Now, when I'm blending my ink, I start with the darkest color first because I find that it makes the blends a little bit more smooth. I'm going to use the Scrapbook.com ink blending tool with domed foam and going to start inking it up. Get it nice and bright. Now, when I'm making these messy, almost tie-dye looking backgrounds, I don't have necessarily a rhyme or a reason, but I like to start kind of off of the page and just kind of go in little splotches so I can leave room for my next colors. You can make it as vibrant and dark as you'd like, or you can have some lighter areas just to get more variation of color. So once you have the front designed how you like, you can actually decide which side you like more to pick for your front, right? Because one side's gonna be the back panel. So you can fold it and go, oh, I like that side, like that one. Ooh, that one's kind of fun. I'm gonna pick this one because it's a little bit more rich in color and looks a little more like abstract art. And then we're gonna open it up to do the same thing on the inside. If it gets messy, don't worry, we're gonna cover stuff. The only difference is to save time, you can just ink the outline because we're gonna be covering, well, this side with paper and this side with a nice little cutout of paper. So really you only need that fun rainbow border. So that'll save you a little bit of time. So now that we have the blending done, which is our cover and our inside, we need to start putting the paper pieces in to build ourselves a really nice little sturdy itinerary. Now you don't have to do the paper, you could ink blend the whole thing, it's up to you. For the paper, I'm gonna be using our Scrapbook.com Warms Slimline paper pad. We have these paper pads in so many beautiful color palettes. You gotta check them out if you haven't. They're so lovely. And what's great about them is the colors really look gorgeous together. And there's colds, there's different ones for different seasons. It's just a lot of fun. So I picked out a few colors already from here that I'm going to line the inside of my itinerary with. So I love this bright yellow, and I'm going to be using some adhesive to adhere this down to the left side of my panel, I suppose. I'm going to be using our smart glue, and this smart glue is great because it dries clear and it dries very quickly. It does come out quickly. It's designed to do that, so make sure you just don't squeeze the bottle or you're gonna have a little gluey mess on your project. So you really only need a little bit of glue. There we go, I even squeezed it too hard in the beginning. I like to kind of outline with it, and then, I don't know, I like to draw like some smiley faces inside because that's fun, and no one will ever know they're in there. Now, you wanna make sure you don't glue over the crease in the middle or you're gonna have a hard time folding your card. If it sticks out a little bit and that bothers you, you can trim it. I kind of like that little look. I think it adds a really fun border that was unintended but lovely. So that's up to you. And then this side, in our original sample here, I die cut a really pretty slimline shape, and I'll grab that die to show you what it looks like. So this is our slim nested ticket. They look like fun ticket pieces, and you can pick and choose which one works for you. For this one, I went ahead and already die cut that piece to save us some time. And that's this middle one right here. And so we're going to go ahead and adhere that to the other side of our card or itinerary. There we go, and I just try to center it. And there's a little bit of time to move it around, but then when it's dry, it's dry. So look at how lovely that looks already. Okay, so I'm the kind of crafter that doesn't like to waste anything. If I can use it again, I'm going to use it again. And so I'm going to do that with this little border that I cut out from when I cut this out, because I used our Slimline dies with our Slimline papers. And so I had this little extra thing and went, what can I do with him? And so I'm gonna actually just put this on the other side because look how fun that makes it look so official. Same thing, you don't need too much of this and don't squeeze too hard. All right, get that all lined up. So we have this really coming together now. So the inside, I'm gonna let it sit for a minute and get to work here on the front of my card or my itinerary, which you can actually mail these as cards, as an invitation. That could be really cute. So here I used different script dies to add some fun words. So here we have summer, vacation, sun, fun, and travel. And I did those with these dies. So these are a little messy for personal use. I use the vacation 3-piece word dies, and I also use the summer 3-piece word dies. And they're super fun to use. The summer one also includes beach. If this had been a beach trip, I absolutely would have used that word too. And then the vacation one has travel, fun, and vacation. So these are lovely. You must get them for your own use. They're perfect for layouts and things like that. And the script is really trendy and just beautiful. So I went ahead and die cut all of my words that I'm going to use from the word die sets. And I like to pick one that's kind of a pop of color. So I made vacation bright yellow, and I'm gonna layer it on another die cut that I did to give it kind of a shadow, drop shadow effect. One thing that's great about our paper pads, our Slimline paper pads, is that they're designed for die cutting and layering. So you can layer without adding bulk to your projects. That's one of the best things about them, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and add these here kind of willy-nilly. I like to just put them all around. Now I like to add them so they're hanging off the edge, and then I just trim them later. Okay, now I'm gonna go grab my die cutting machine and create this inner pocket. We're going to need to be using the Slimline dies that I mentioned earlier, as well as a sheet of your favorite Slimline cardstock or paper pad from Scrapbook.com. So I have my die cutting machine, and we're going to be making this pocket that the little itinerary can slip in and out of. And like I said, we're gonna be using the Slimline dies. For this one, I use the tiniest size here in the middle. Okay, so I have my Slimline paper, and I'm gonna set the die on here. It doesn't really matter where you put it on the page. I have my magic mat and a cutting pad here. We're gonna get this right in here. You can hold it down with mint tape if you want. Since it doesn't need to be exact, I'm not going to. And we'll get a nice clean cut with the magic mat. And pops right out, only one pass because of the magic mat. How cool is that? Okay, so now we're gonna cut this down to create a pocket, and this part's super easy. So I went ahead and cut this. Now, some people want really straight, exact lines. That totally get that, that's totally fine. I don't really mind, so I just cut it with scissors to get the size I want. So I'm gonna be doing the same color on the same color, and this is gonna be where the pocket is. And I want it to go not quite a third up the page. You can make it longer if you'd like. That could be fun. But I'm going to just cut, it doesn't matter which half or side you cut. I'm just gonna cut that like so. And I've created a fun pocket, and you can reuse this maybe for a different pocket. Maybe you could put it over here and make your own kind of little scene. So now we have our little pocket, and we're going to want to put it here. We could also put it here, I suppose. And the way that we're going to do this is really simple. I have some foam adhesive strips from Scrapbook.com, and we're going to line whatever the back side of this is, and we're gonna line the sides and the bottom. We're not gonna line the top. We're gonna line that with this double-sided foam adhesive strip, and we're gonna have to cut it a little bit to finagle it, but they do kind of bend a little bit easily. And that's gonna be what gives us that bumped up effect that the pocket can sit in. Now, the reason that works so well is that these are a great height to pop it up just a little bit, and the sides aren't sticky. So your itinerary is not gonna stick in the inside of this pocket and get gummed up or jammed in there because the side is soft and smooth. And then you can just snip off what's left over. I don't like to have any peeking over the edge because I don't wanna reveal my secrets to my card recipients. And then the magic of peeling the double-sided adhesive, okay? And you can just position it on. I like to do it a little bit up from the bottom so it's even on all sides. So you have about the same distance from each side. And voila, look at that. You have a cute little pocket. And that fits right in there. I'm gonna shake it, it doesn't fall out. You can put those on all of your projects. So once you have that done, now it's just the finishing touches. We're going to add some fun little embellishment words from the script die sets that I talked about. I added stickles. We're gonna add a cute photo. I don't have a photo to add. Instead, I wanted to add, to show you these, the pocket cards that we have. We have these really beautiful travel pocket cards, and I thought how fun to add a pocket card right here to just show a little extra color. And then we're gonna also stamp and add these sentiments and finish it off with just some cute little details. So you'll definitely want to follow along to see how to make this kind of simple itinerary look like a piece of art. So I have a couple pocket cards, like I mentioned, from our pocket card sets, and you can find those at Scrapbook.com. Everything in this video will be linked below. And I'm gonna add one right up here at the top because I just think that's so fun. Now, I did say this wasn't about a beach trip, so maybe live, love, aloha is not appropriate. But this cute one that says in the clouds is. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue that right on here with my Smart Craft glue. Don't forget your smiley face. But like I said, you can also add a fun photo of who the itinerary is for. That makes it extra special. And children love to see themselves in the photos. I went ahead and die cut a couple fun words to add some pretty pizzazz to this. And I'm gonna add one right in my pocket here, and then one up at the top here. And then I used the Wordfetti documented stamp set. You can find this at Scrapbook.com. These are high quality photopolymer stamps, and this is perfect for documenting. So it's great for a project like this because there's things that say for the record, big adventures, family, documented, all kinds of stuff that's just perfect for itineraries and travel. So I went ahead and used some of my scrap paper, because if you remember earlier, I mentioned I don't like to waste anything. So I save all these little scraps and doodads around, and I went ahead and stamped on them to make these fun little stamped sections, if you will, as well as our title for our itinerary. Alrighty, so we have these three ones we're gonna put in the middle. I'm gonna put "This was fun" here at the top. I'm going to use that last little piece earlier that I cut off from my foam strip. I'm gonna use that for my title to make it pop off the page. I'm gonna add a little bit more just so it's extra sturdy. I like to have it bump up a little bit just because it makes it go, wow, big adventures. Okay, how fun does that look? All right, so now I'm going to be taking a white pen, a Signo pen, to add some splotches of paint. Now, that's not actually paint, it's ink, but you can use that in lieu of tapping a paintbrush and getting messy with the paints. You can use a white pen to really add some fun little stars and speckles. So I'm gonna show you just how to do that. So there is one rule to speckling, and speckling, you want it to look organic. You want it to look a little chaotic. You want it to look natural, like stars. So the rule is don't make polka dots. That's everyone's first nature, first instinct is go, oh, well, I'll just do dot, dot, dot. But then you look and you're like, oh my gosh, I accidentally did polka dots. So my tip, which this scares some people, but I would try it on scratch paper because if it doesn't work, at least you had some fun, is you do one bigger circle. And by circle, I mean a little scribble in a circle shape. And then I close my eyes, and around it, I do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can do more. Okay, that's pretty random. And then if you don't like it, you can just go in and add a few. Okay, then you do one big circle somewhere else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Circle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you just, it's better not to even look because that's gonna get you a much more organic, natural design. I know I'm looking now. Natural design without creating polka dots or something like that, surprisingly. So you could even talk to a friend while you're doing this, watch some TV, but this will just make it look like you did some paint splatters. Okay, then what else I like to do is a squiggly border. Say can't draw a straight line? Great, fine, why don't you live into that? Purposefully do a kind of jagged squiggly line around the edge. And that's gonna make it look really fun. You can try to do a straight line here and there. if it's messy and it doesn't complete itself, you know, it's just gonna add to that fun artistic look. There we go, perfect. So you've created a beautiful kind of speckled little paint splattered background. And then I like to do it here on that other area. We did the ink on the inside, so it matches the front. You can also do the back if you'd like. In the interest of time, I won't be speckling the back today. With this white pen, I also sometimes like to write fun things. Like in here, I'm gonna write summer, and I just make it scribbly and fun. You can write it in really beautiful penmanship if that's what you like, cursive, print, whatever it is you enjoy. I like adding the place of the trip, Arizona, desert. That side's a little too skinny to write. Family. You can write vacay, exclamation point, exclamation point. Yeah, that's just really fun. So lastly, which I'm gonna slip this itinerary in here to see what it looks like. Lastly, I add pops of color, which are really fun. If you haven't used them, they're liquid embellishments by Scrapbook.com, and they just add that final touch of pizzazz that I talked about. You get a little pearlescent kind of glam on all of your projects, and this is included. Now, I didn't add them on the front. You can. I like to go around and add fun borders of pops of color. You can see they're shimmery, and it just adds that extra bit of wow when you give someone their special exclusive invitation or itinerary to the event that you've spent so much time planning. So here I have 4 of our wonderful shades of pops of color, and they all have such cute, fun names, so I highly encourage you to go look at Scrapbook.com and see what they are, and they'll make you smile. But you can pick any ones that you like, as long as they're in the same color family if you're going with this design. So I'm gonna pick some of this really pretty red color. And I like to just add dots. Here we go. And these will take a little bit of time to dry, so keep that in mind. You don't want to close it up right away and get, you know, messy all over your project. So do this at the very end, so you know you don't have to be opening and closing it anymore. You can add some lines with it if you want. If you're worried your lines aren't straight, you know, you don't have to. Or you can, like I said, live into it and get squiggly. So that's that. We have created, I'm not gonna close it, we've created a fun itinerary with all these amazing exclusive products that were designed by crafters for crafters at Scrapbook.com. It's a lot of fun. If you wanna make an itinerary, we'd love to see it in our online gallery. You can post it there, post it on Instagram. You can tag us at Scrapbook.com. It's a whole lot of fun. We'd love to see what you come up with. Make sure you shop our entire Slimline collection, all of our beautiful hybrid inks in so many different colors, and all of our lovely script dies too. There's just so many things there that you're bound to love. So go ahead and get creative, show us what you made, tag us, we would love to see it, and thank you so much for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, or if you even learned one tiny thing, go ahead and give us a big thumbs up on YouTube right below this video to let us know. Thank you.